Hello, greetings, my friends. This is Gilles. I wanted to come and wish you a wonderful day. For today, here in Brussels, it's been snowing, and so it's all white. We moved back to like ski clothes. I made a reservation to go to the Museum of Fine Art to see this beautiful Bosch, Jeronimus Bosch paintings of the Divine Comedy, the Garden of Eden. It's a triptych. I've seen it many times in photo, but I've never seen it in person. So I thought I could see it. I wanted to rebound on something I talked about in my video yesterday, that sin does not exist. Sin is only what is a creation. For of course, there are things that are serving life and things that are hurting life. There are all kinds of ways that ignorance can express itself and do a lot of harm. But that's why the law of cause and effect was created. There is karma of the thoughts, karma of the words, karma of the body. The cause and effect will always mirror each soul to learn what they need to learn. But I wanted to say that to erase any sorts of blame, shame, of guilt that can still plague you in relationship to your life, for it is all meaningful lessons that we're learning. But on the higher level, only the love of God is real, and so it is important to realize this. Where do you put your focus on? What do you give power to? The tree of life, that is pure love and light, or the tree of knowledge, which is a separation between good and evil, at which point you become polarized. For all is one, the yin and the yang, ignorance and lucidity, the dark and light. Everything is one. It's two sides of a coin, but it is one. So move back to the oneness of it all, and to understand the law of unconditional forgiveness and unconditional love transcends the law of karma. It ends the cycle. The only way to heal something is to forgive. If you forgive, you can heal the cycle. Otherwise, it will repeat itself all the way to the point where it's actually healed and let go. So that's why it's about letting go of this polarized guilt and shame. And I know some religious, the Catholic, are very attached to this idea of guilt and self-flagellation and so on. But for which everybody follow his own way. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying we can be free of all that. And I had a thought the other day about that, the other night, and Spirit intervened to say, wow, good thought. Like, wow, that was good. So I thought I'd share it. It's like, if you can forgive Hitler, then you made a big step in relationship to forgiveness. He's probably the greatest known tyrant of all history. But he was supported by whole people. He had all German people behind him. Otherwise, he was elected. And he showed us what we do not want. He was serving the evolution of humanity on that level, but we never want that again. Of course, I'm not at all supporting all this evil and dark, this criminal activity in relationship to humanity. But I'm saying if you can, God will take care of all beings, all souls. They will reflect, and because when we die, at some point, we need to experience the totality of our creation. We feel through the eyes and the bodies of others all that we've done, positive and negative. So those beings that have created a lot of suffering, their soul will make an experience of such a high level of suffering. They have no choice but to become aware and shift their ways, and that's how evolution grows. For this may be a bit controversial, but the Spirit came to say that it was a really good thought, that if you can forgive Hitler, then you made a wonderful step in relationship to forgiveness, and continue to forgive yourself and others. It is important to... I know some of those ideas may not resonate with a lot of people, and I'm not ready to hear them, but I thought to express them anyway. The observer is wealth. For there is we want to be free financially. For that that is very important to work that process out. So that because we live in a world that is monetarized, and so the past is the judgment, and the judgment is about there is a new beginning and been announced, and so it's gonna come into alignment. Sometimes we're a little bit there's still tests, we're still tested heavily, and sometimes doubts comes in, and everything is put in question, and it's like so. But the victory of the light can never can God's plan. There cannot be, there is no one or no planet, no forces that can intervene with the final outcome. The situation now is friendship. continue to develop bonds of friendship, see people that you like to spend time with, and to enjoy yourself. And the future is hesitation. There's still maybe some hesitation because we're still in a buffer zone, so we don't have total clarity, and yet the solutions are going to show up naturally. What we're working on now is serenity. When there is no emotion, that means it's okay to have no emotion. Sometimes we need to feel emotion. We need to feel pleasure, and we have a hard time being okay with no feeling, no sensation. So we have to be okay with that, to be serene, and because it always comes back anyway. And in the future, what's coming up as a result of working through this serenity is a shift through breathing, is trust, the card of trust. That is the trust can let go, can trust the divine plan. For the old must die in order for the new to be reborn. And we receive inner guidance, inner messages. Or it's the message is always more important than the messenger. We do not always know if it comes from our soul, our group soul, our guides, our creator, or the company of heaven, the archangels, the masters, or whatever. But it doesn't matter. They don't have an ego up there. They're just, as long as the message is received, that's all they need to. They create. They made the work. They did their work. And so. For you are touching the whole universe with every act of kindness, with every act of lucidity. The whole universe is being touched, and so on. And if you were not there, there would be less effect on the planet. So you're very essential. Continue to work and focus on the tree of life rather than the tree of good and evil. And the tree of life, which is everything is sponsored by love, the original source. For God is only love. There was the questioning of Plotin, the philosopher Plotin. Says, if God is only love and God is one and all powerful, where can come the pain and suffering and ignorance? It's because God allows each soul to go through a process. For we want to align our mind, our body, our soul, and our spirit to keep the balance with this whole process. And speak your truth. Be yourself. It is your highest service. It's just to be yourself. It's not to be someone else or to be what someone else wants us to be. It's just to be ourselves. For we have all the desire to move from fourth dimension to fifth dimension. And it is, and we want to prepare. All of humanity is preparing itself for that. Or some of them are still in third, getting ready to move into fourth. When the revelations are going to come in, they're going to move into fourth dimension. But there's going to be some portals that are going to test our abilities, like simulation. There's going to be simulated portals to see how we're going to pass through the portal, to have this simulation aspect, to see how long can we stay within this great frequency of love and light. For spirit is not governed by time and space, so it's sometimes the spirit guidance and spirit action, and what we go through can be mysterious. So we have to accept and to navigate, flow with the flow, go back to the center, the immobility and the joy. Think of joy and love and unity and your source that is always there. The highest wisdom is imagination. It is how to imagine a world that is free, a world that is pure, the planet that's returned into this cosmic brotherhood of planet. Imagine your perfect life, your paradisical life. Continue to cultivate your dream, cultivate loving relations, abundance, all those things. What we need to do is a step ahead. Is to get ready to move us. We have many steps ahead. If you already see, you already get your intuition, you already get the information of what is coming, you'll be more ready when things are coming. So it's just prepare yourself. What we need to do is happy, to see joy in everything, to see joy, to return to the state of joy, to return to the state of perfection, where accept that everything is perfect for what the purpose that it serves, not to get involved in lower cycles. And the outcome is approaching the precipice. For there's going to be some choices that we're going to be forced into making choices, making decisions, making leaps of faith. And so let's hope that even though we may be still facing some moments of doubts, let's hope that we'll finally come through into the manifestation that we seek in order to turn around the corner. So I thank you very much for liking, for sharing, for commenting, for subscribing, and for your donations. It's very kind. And if you want a private reading session, you can send me an email. I'll still do a few of those until my project starts. I'm going to sing this song. It's an old song, a pop rock of the 80s, I think. It goes like this. It's about the promises we make and the promises we break. You say you want diamonds on the rings of gold. You say you want your story to remain untold. But all the promises we make, from the cradle to the grave, when all I want is you. You say you'll give me a highway with no one on it, treasure just to look upon it, all the riches in the night. You say you'll give me eyes in the moon of blindness, a river in a time of dryness, a harbor in the tempest. But all the promises we make, from the cradle to the grave, when all I want is you. You say you want your love to work out right, to last with me through the night. You say you want diamonds on the ring of gold, your story to remain untold, your love not to grow cold, for all the promises we break, from the cradle to the grave, when all I want is you. So it is also like sometimes men and women do not seek the same thing in relationship. We always have to find the balance there as well. I'm going to pull one more card with the Archangels. I wanted to wish you a good day. I'm going to prepare myself to go see this painting at the museum. And the card of the day is the moon. The moon is the collective unconscious. It is important. Ignorance is just as important as lucidity. We have to integrate this moon, integrate the knowledge of our unknowing, and to accept our unknowing, and then slowly but surely it moves into consciousness. It's the Archangel Eniel. The opportunity to refine your plans. Let yourself be guided by your intuition. Confront your fear in order to be stronger. So the moon is very much a part of the earth. She's really very important to the earth. Very little by little, all the unconscious are moving towards consciousness. It is a slow process of disengaging with the unconscious. And the moon also rules emotion. It is the closest celestial body, and so it is like it's right in our face. So just refine your plans, face your fear, trust your intuition, love your fear, so they get discharged also. And so sometimes we pass through those tests and challenges, but they move really quickly now. Before they used to stick around for weeks. Sometimes just one energy could stick around the whole day. Now it's like it can be evacuated within a matter of minutes. So just do that, and I hope you're having a good time, good day. You're preparing yourself for this point of freedom, and we'll continue to work together. Very soon the world will change. We gotta be ready for major events to come, and for now we take care of ourselves, take care of yourself and those you love, and continue to cultivate this vision, this dream, this imagination of a life that is free and abundant and joyful. Thank you very much. Namaste.